This segment brought to you by SureCrop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
I am Joe Jury, and I represent the 8th District for Kansas Farm Bureau, which is in the southwest corner of Kansas. This fall is going to be really interesting when we have basically a three-way race for the first time in a while. We have had independent candidates in the past, but probably not as dominant as what the independent party has surfaced in the past. So through our Vote FBF process, which is a grassroots process, I mean, it's brought up through each county, has the opportunity to surface and to basically elect those candidates or put those candidates forth that they support, and then it's brought here to the state office. We try really hard to get our local input and give every county, every CEC, a county election committee, every opportunity to put forth their support or their selected candidate that they support. After the primary, then we'll go back to those counties, and now that we have a candidate from each party, no matter what race it is, then we give them the opportunity to choose, make a selection again for the general election. So that process, we're very diligent in that, and we're very intentional in that we want our local support from our members so that we know, as an organization, as a state organization, before we make those endorsements, we make sure that that's what our members want. We're going to be celebrating our 100th anniversary in 2019, and we're proud of that fact. I mean, just as any farm family is proud of the fact that they've become a century farm, that they've been in the same family for 100 years. It's really important to us, and we're proud of the fact that we've been around for 100 years and continue to develop policy that represents our farm members, our voting members, as well as our associate members. We have issues that also impact families all across the state, and then we take those policies national as well, and so those are also developed in our national policy with the AFBF, of which Kansas Farm Bureau is a member of. But on the 100-year side of it, I mean, we've seen needs throughout those years that our farmers need and want for the existence of their family farm. Rainfall has been spotty across the state, so we have areas of drought and areas of plenty, and so that's as a big concern. I mean, the water issue, I just came from the ENR committee meeting, and water is forefront. It's a big discussion. In fact, now we're talking about water issues in the eastern part of the state because the east is in a drought this year when normally they're the wetter part of the state, and so everybody has thought that a water shortage problem has always been the western side of the state's problem, but when you don't get rain, you don't get rain, and so it becomes an issue statewide or wherever you happen to be unfortunate enough not to get those rains. It's been very spotty this year, and I mean, it came into spring, of course, as a lot of people know, with a lot of the state in the drought, extreme or exceptional categories, and then we started picking up rain in areas in the west and northwest, and so the drought monitor has changed. We've gotten more beneficial rains in the western part of the state than the eastern part of the state. So particularly down through the south central or the central part of the state have been hard hit. There's a lot of crops being cut for silage at this point in time, and shortages of hay in particular areas, and so that's why an organization like Kansas Farm Bureau, where we've got membership clear across the state, we can monitor that and basically put the help where it's needed and put the attention where it's needed.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide, presented by Lucas Oil, featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV, the all-new Better Horses Network.